Hello, everybody. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. I've got the boys here tonight to give their player ratings. Up top there is WestHamOnline, and over there is Lucas. You know who they are. Lucas, how you doing?
I'm okay. Still trying to digest what I saw yesterday, but who knows when that will be.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know what you're saying. Alf, welcome. How are you?
Hello.
What you saying?
I'm happy.
You all good? Yeah, you're happy, yeah? That makes a change. Right, let's get into these player ratings for the boys. Let's start off with the goalkeeper. I'll go with Lucas first, as always. Lucas, what you saying about Arioli yesterday?
Not his best day. Lots of things to talk about with him. The whole communication thing, I'm still not really sure of what to think of that, because in my opinion, there's two different ways to look at it. It's either his communication is poor or his defenders and him just they don't understand each other, because I haven't watched the replay back, but I find it hard to believe that Areola wasn't like saying anything.
Yeah.
But even if he does, there's an issue, because if he is saying something and they don't understand him, then that's a whole group issue. That's not just Areola's fault. So for me, not his brightest day. Distribution was pretty poor as well. So I'm going to give him, this could be a little harsh, but I'm probably going to give him a 4. I didn't think he was good yesterday.
4 out of 10. West Ham Online.
Rubbish. I want Fab back. And I know that some people will disagree with me because he makes some great saves. But the ball comes in the area. Him and the two centre halves yesterday was like 3 deers in headlights. They were all like, oh! All three of them were running around and oh my God, what were they doing? Keeper don't come off his line. Cross comes in the box. He just stays on his line. Seems that he doesn't say anything. I don't know, same as what Lucas says. I don't know what's happening there. Him and the two defenders, every time a cross comes in, they're like Dracula. They're like, oh my God. It's like they want to shoot themselves. Rubbish. He gets a 2.
Jesus.
2 out of 10. Christ.
Yeah.
I'm just sorting my camera out a little bit, giving a bit of movement on the old camera, but
I'll give him a 3.
Oh, he's gone 3. He's changed his tune. Right, let's move on to Vladimir Sufal. Lucas?
Oh, Vladimir Sufal. So in my opinion, I actually thought he was probably, and again, worst of a bad bunch, but in terms of defending, I actually thought he was probably our best, but still not a great day from him, especially going forward. I thought he defended decently, but going forward, that probably could have been one of his worst displays I've ever seen in my life. And I mean that truly. Yeah. The amount of long balls he tried to play was atrocious. He was 1 for 9, so 11%. His pass accuracy was dog as well, 64%. He couldn't hit it long. He couldn't play any intermediate or short passes to build up. And again, his defending was okay. But going forward, he was just so terrible, and he couldn't provide an outlet at all for us going forward. So for me, I'm going to give him a 4.
Yeah, I feel I actually give him a 4. So I'll shout this out. Thank you very much, mate. I really do appreciate it. $1.99.
Thank you.
Mini super chat. Thank you very much. Alf Sufal.
Not great, not terrible. He was just there. I'm going to give him a 5.
5 out of 10 for you. We will move on to one of the centre halves, Mavropanos. Lucas.
Oh, Dino. A weird day for him. Up until the own goal, I thought he was okay. There was a few moments of awkwardness from him. He would like slip down, fall down. Some of the angles he decided to defend with and sprint to close down or catch up to a defender was questionable. But again, up until the own goal, I thought he was okay, nothing special. But then obviously the own goal happened, and in my opinion, it is his fault, obviously, because he put it in the back of the net. But in that position, I really don't think there's a lot more you can do besides get your head on it. So I feel a bit bad for him. And the corner it came off of should never have been a corner. It wasn't his fault, but it happened. His passing was intermediate, 70%. Won most of his ground duels. I'm going to give him a 5.
5 out of 10 for you. I just want to say something on Mavropanos, yeah? How can you go from being a really good player on Wednesday night to being average on Saturday afternoon?
The opposition.
I don't know, though, mate. I don't know. Like, that would have been a perfect game for Mavropanos. If you was to say a Mavropanos game, right, ball's coming in, he should be heading him away all the time. All the time. He should be loving it. Well, that's his game, really. And he just got done, mate, so many times. He was bad. Alf.
Catastrophic. Absolutely terrible. I like him. I thought he was great against Arsenal. But flipping hell, he was terrible. I disagree a bit with Lucas on the own goal. I thought it was an easy header. Not even a mistake, just pathetic. I don't know how he managed to head that into the goal. I really don't. As I say, him, Aged and Ariola were scared from crosses all afternoon. None of them could get their head to the ball. I mean, we certainly missed Kurt Zouma in the middle. Sorry. Night to forget for Mavropanos, or afternoon to forget, 3.
I mean, he was 4 out of 5 in his aerial duels, so...
Well, yeah, but that don't matter. Half the time he was positioned wrong. I don't know where they get.
I agree with you on that. 100%. Out of position all the time. So many times he was out of position.
You thought he was worse than Soufal?
Yeah, definitely.
I thought he was bad.
I thought him and Aged with the goalie were the main reasons we lost the game. Could look at the midfield as well, and if you want the manager, but I thought them 3 were particularly terrible.
Before we move on, Alf, what do you make of him as a player? Because I'm a bit, and I'll ask this to you, Lucas, and all, right? Where are you with him at the minute? Because I just don't know where to land with this geezer. I think he's okay. Yeah.
I think he's more of I think the same with Aged as well. I think he's more of a centre-back in a back 3 or a full-back, because his best attribute is moving forward with the ball. He's not a natural box defender per se. He's good on the ball. He's got long spray. He's a good defender, but I think if we want to get the best out of him and Aged, we probably have to go to a 3-4-3 or something like that.
I like his profile personally, but again, he hasn't played enough for me to make that big of a judgment on him. I want to see more of him, but I agree with what Alfie's saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll move on to this man, Naif Agüed.
Emotional damage.
You can have another one and all.
Emotional damage.
Because he's driving me fucking berserk, honestly. Alf, I'm going to let you go first this one. Naif Agüed.
I just want to punch him prepared. Just looking at his face, I want to punch him. Just want to punch him. Do not like...
I thought it was
Lee Gunner has spoken there, but it is what it is. Go on, carry on.
I thought it was terrible. His touch, which led to the corner to their second goal, obviously it's a bit unlucky in the sense that people have bad touches in every game, but flipping hell, it was literally a touch that went about 30 yards, and I thought that his best attributes were in possession. I thought his passing was crap. His defending was even worse. Oh my God. 2 out of 10.
Ooh, well, let's get to Steve Bell. Thank you very much, Steve. Hope you're well, mate.
Thank you, Steve. Top man.
Christ knows what the fuck these are doing in training, for fuck's sake. I agree on that. That's comment of the night, because people will go at David Moyes about that. And this is the argument I've been having all day. Yeah, people will say about, it's Moyes. How about these pricks learn to defend? How about that? Do you know what I mean? They must know they're professional footballers. They play for West Ham United Football Club. like one of like the teams in the Premier League. He must know how to fucking defend. Lucas, Gwed.
Emotional damage indeed. I don't know what it is with this guy, man. He is honestly Roberto at center half, and you can take that any way you want. I've never seen a player like a Garrett where he looks like either decent to like good throughout the match, but the one mistake he makes every match always leads to a goal, leads to us conceding.
He's either the most cursed geezer on the planet.
That's what I'm saying, which is it's crazy because I know there's a player in there. I think he's a good player. Some people I think may overrate him, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. Every mistake he makes always leads to us conceding, and it's getting boring now. It's making me irate. And I mean, I echo everything that Alfie said as well. 3 out of 10. He was absolutely garbage.
He was bad. I'm going to say this quickly before we move on. I'm gutted. If anyone's gutted, I am majorly gutted because I actually thought he was going to be a really, really top player with them. When we signed him, I was over the moon. I was happy and everything. And he's gone from being there and just dropping like a stone in water. Just shit. It's just like, let's be honest, like something you said last night, Lucas, yeah? And I thought about it after you said it. Every single time something happens, he's at fault somewhere along the line.
And I think it is a little, I mean, this could be wild of me to say, but I think it is a little bit of a curse because there's players at this club that will play worse than that, but their mistakes never lead to us conceding. Like Kerr is not that great, but he stinks up the gaff almost half the time he plays. But like, there's not a lot of times where because he's terrible, it leads to us conceding. So like, take that as you will, but it's a mix of Garrett being unfortunate and being shit at times. And I do think he can and will turn it around. It's so annoying that every time he messes up, it leads to us conceding. Like yesterday, the second goal, that's unacceptable. He took a Yosemite fucking touch. The mountain, just a touch of a mountain. It went 30 yards, and then we concede. Like, that's why with Mavropanos, maybe 5 was a bit generous, but that's not his fault for the second goal. I don't care what anyone says. We should never even been in that position.
Fair enough. We'll move on to this man. Alf, I'll let you go first. Emerson.
I like Emerson. I think he's been great this season, to be honest. One of our best players, but I thought he was terrible.
He got absolutely ruined by Mbemba, didn't he?
I think he probably, on another day, he could have been sent off if the ref was a bit harsh. And yeah, just kept. Well, we got a yellow card early, then could have got sent off, and then he had to drop off, which meant Benrahma had to come back a bit. And Bremo had his number all day. He was brilliant, to be fair to him. Not his day. I thought his crossing was terrible as well. 4.
Lucas?
I'll say quite openly battles about Emerson, and I'm happy that he has now crossed the bridge over on the our side, but that doesn't excuse the performance from yesterday. It just wasn't his match. Couldn't get anything going. He wasn't great going forward. Got burned defensively, and I think he really missed Paqueta the other day because I really don't think him and Benrahma link up that well. Does he link up with Benrahma probably better than Fornals? Yeah, but still not great. So I think he missed Paqueta immensely yesterday, but doesn't excuse his poor performance. I think that's the worst performance I've seen from him in a West Ham kit, and I'm going to give him a 4.
4 out of 10. Moving on to this man, James Ward-Prowse.
Tricky one.
No. And I'm going to let WestHamOnline go first.
I think he's been done in by the system. I think this is on the manager and the coaching staff. I will say for this specific game, we had Alvarez out, so I'm not sure what we really could have done. But he shouldn't he shouldn't be playing in the two-man midfield with Thomas Souček, in my opinion.
Alf, I've got to say this, yeah. I understand what you're saying about the coaching and all that. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. But he has played this position many times at Southampton over the years. For me, he was bang average yesterday. I mean, bang. If that was Flynn Downs out there, you would have gone in on him big time. So all I'm saying is, like, when I look at Ward-Prowse yesterday, he was a sideways and back merchant, and he was our captain yesterday.
He weren't good, but it's hard for him. It definitely doesn't suit him. I think people are going a bit overboard on him. He's still a good player.
Real quick, I want to add on to what Alfie just said, and I get what you're saying, James, but like at the same time, when James Ward-Prowse had the start to the season that he had with the system we were playing, and then not only did we totally change the system, we don't have Alvarez and Paqueta in the side.
But when does it become a player problem then? Like, i.e., when does the player have to look at himself and say, I wasn't good today?
If he performs that same way again when Lucas Paqueta and Alvarez are back and we're playing that 4-1, 4-1, then
he has, though, hasn't he? He done it at Villa. He was bad at Villa. He was bad at
that was because where he's played in the two-man defensive midfield.
Right. He was bad at Olympiacos.
And to be fair, he played with Lavia at Southampton, a double pivot, not Souček.
Olympiacos one, that's not good enough. But
right. And I get what you guys are saying, but this is what I was saying in the summer. Take the free kicks and the set pieces and everything away from him. What's he like as a midfielder? And I don't really see a lot, if I'm being honest.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but at the same time, why? It's all, in my opinion, it's on Moyes. He's literally scoring goals and assisting in a different formation, and then we totally change it.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I'm giving him a 4 anyway.
4 out of 10 for you, Alf. Lucas, what you saying?
Yeah, I'm not too far off. His passing was okay. His crossing was absolutely gargantuanly crap. He won both of his tackles he attempted. Recovered the ball 5 times, was decent in his ground duels. I actually thought he worked decently. He worked hard, but going forward, nothing great. But this is a tough one. I thought he put in a decent shift. I'm gonna, because he didn't do enough going forward, and his crossing and his set pieces on the corners were really bad the other day. For his standards, I'm gonna give him a high 4.
High 4.
Strong 4.
Strong 4 for you. We move on to Thomas Souček. Lucas, you go first.
I don't know why I keep closing the app I use stats for, but Thomas Souček. Again, I feel almost the same way towards Ward-Prowse with Souček. Unfortunate that Paqueta and Alvarez were both out, and Souček had to be the one to play a bit more as a DM or an anchor in front of the front 4, if you will. But wasn't great. I thought he was okay defensively, but the first goal that we conceded was just, again, I don't put it all on him. I just saw poor defensive display from everyone in that box all around. Communication shit, defending terrible. So for me, I'm going to give Souček I'm going to give him a 4. Just wasn't good.
I thought he was on a similar level to Ward-Prowse. Probably slightly better in terms of he didn't get cut through as much. I'm going to give him a 5.
Right, who's at fault for the first goal for you? Honestly. The defence is bad, don't get me wrong, but he's there. That header should be going over the bar or left.
Right. All of them. Areola. I think someone's got a call to Souček. If I'm in Souček's position and the ball's coming to my head in the box, I'm heading it. I think someone's got to tell him to leave it.
I don't know. I disagree with that.
Yes, I agree on that.
I only disagree because as a professional football player, you should know your surroundings, where you're standing.
Right.
But at the same time, someone should be yelling for him to let it go.
There's no communication between any of them. Mavropanos,
Yeah, that was an
Aguerd,
embarrassing goal.
Areola. Right,
Yeah.
surely someone must shout at him, right?
That's why I'm saying, like, I agree with Alfie. I'm not putting the blame on anyone. It's everyone's fault. But at the same time, like, as a professional football player, Souček should know where he's at. And if you look back, there's no way that anyone is going to get in behind him. He's literally right by the touchline. No one's going to get in behind him. But I'm not going to blame him entirely, even though he was the one that headed it. But just poor communication and defensive display from everyone involved.
Maybe. We move on to this man. Saeed Benrahma played for 55 minutes, got subbed for Pablo Fornals. What you saying about him, Alfie?
Oh, I thought it was decent, to be fair. Thought his cross for the second goal was good. He's very slow. I think he gets slower by the week. Not sure if he's... I want to know what his diet plan is, because stay off it is what I advise. But, cross was great for the second goal, to be fair. Would have had
Should have scored.
in. Yeah, could have scored, but Antonio took the ball. I can't really rate Benrahma for that, though, because he didn't touch the ball. Overall, I thought it was pretty decent. I think he should have stayed on the pitch a bit longer. He gets a high... No, I'm going to give him a high six.
I actually agree with him on that. That's his rating I'll give him yesterday. Lucas?
An interesting day for Saeed, in my opinion. I agree with Alfie. The man is so slow. I don't get it, but it's okay. He put in a great cross for the second goal. Unlucky to not get the assist with Kudus, but it's not an assist. But I'm gonna treat it like it was an assist. It was a great ball, but I actually thought he worked very hard and well off the ball. He had 7 ball recoveries yesterday.
Yeah,
won half his ground duels. Wasn't really great going forward. Didn't make a huge impact, but he is probably going to receive the first decent rating of the day, and I'm going to agree with Alfie. I'm going to give him a strong 6.
Just from the both of you, can you explain to me why he was subbed? Is there any reason? Well, quick reason why he was subbed on the 55th minute?
I don't know. I think because people always say about early subs, they want early subs. Maybe we thought get the subs on early, but
it's not for me. It's not him being subbed. It's who came on more for me.
True.
Yeah, I don't know. If I saw Cornet come on, possibly it would have been a bit better, but the fact that we subbed on Fornals and Ings and we brought off Antonio and Benrahma.
Yeah, not good, mate. Not good at all. Let's move on to the star boy, Mohamed Kudus. What a player this kid is. Lucas, I'll let you go first. You see the goal when you was doing the watch along. I see your reaction because your reaction was the same as mine. What you saying?
Yeah, Mohamed Kudus, he's going to give David Moyes one of the biggest headaches of his life when making another starting 11, because at this point now, I don't know how you keep him out of the side. Someone of importance is going to have to be dropped, whether that's Antonio, Ward-Prowse, Souček, like who knows? But the guy's got to play. He's an absolute superstar in the making. I think he's got everything in his bag. He's got the world at his feet, and the guy's just unreal. And the goal he scored yesterday was absolutely world class. There's no doubt about it. And he just, one thing I like about him too, just like any other West Ham supporter will probably agree with, he works really hard. He just seems like a tireless runner. He's got a bit of a Bowen work rate in him. And I think the longer he's in the Premier League, I think he can reach the defensive capabilities that we see in Jared Bowen. And and the boy, when he drops his shoulder and he starts running, he's like a freight train. But yeah, I thought he was excellent yesterday. I'm gonna give him, you know what? I'm gonna give him an 8. I thought he was really good. And the goal the goal could be a reflection of that high rating, but he was one of only 2 players I thought like brought some positivity, but or not positivity, but like we can look back on the match and be like, we can remember that moment Yeah. 8.
West Ham Online.
Yeah, I thought it was great. It's a bit bittersweet, really, because him and Bowen are scoring at a consistent rate here, and we just seem to
An
be
unreal
losing.
rate.
Yeah.
Good.
Bittersweet, as I say, because I'm pretty sure if he carries on like this, he'll go at the end of this season. I don't want everyone to overrate him, though. You know, he started very well. We've done it on multiple players where we go, oh my God, they're the best player ever. He started very well. Keep it up, is what I say.
He ain't going nowhere, bro. Like, not being funny. Whether Moyes goes or what at the end of the season, right? Kudus ain't going to automatically be like signed by another club. Yeah, because it could be a one-season wonder with this geezer. Do you know what I mean? He could come in, be amazing. The following season, he might not do nothing. Like, it's happened to some of the best players that the Premier League's ever had. Do you know what I mean? So,
I thought it
I
was
agree
really
with you.
good.
Yeah, what you rating him?
I'd probably give him an 8.
And real
8 out of
quick,
10.
I just want to read out some of these stats to back up my Bowen like comparisons. So
Go ahead.
And probably the one bad thing about Kudus yesterday, his crossing was dire as well, just like JWP. But 2 out of 3 tackles won, 5 ball recoveries, won 8 out of his 13 ground duels. He got fouled 4 times as well. So another thing that Jared Bowen is very underrated in getting fouled. But Mohamed Kudus, he's got all the tools. He's got the world at his feet. He really could be just an absolute worldie for us.
He could be, mate. I will say that. So he stays here forever. One man who is staying here forever is this man, Jared Bowen. Scored 6 games in a row away from home. Breaks records, this kid.
Is that a West Ham record or a Premier League record?
I think that's a Premier League record. I think it is.
Premier League record for a start of the season.
Okay.
Yeah. Alf is your boy. You've backed him all the way ever since I've known you. What are you saying about him?
I thought he was once again the best player. I think once again, I do think he's our best player overall, by the way, as well. I prefer him to Paqueta and people like that. He's scoring at an obscene rate. It's obviously going to slow down because it's not sustainable. And you know, he scored in 6 away games in a row. His last 3 have been in losses. So essentially, he's scoring for no reason at the moment because the defence keep bottling it. But I thought his goal once again was an incredible touch. I think people don't quite realise the skill that it takes to react that quickly.
I think the positioning was a lot more impressive because there's a lot of players that will just like give up on a run or a rebound. Like
he's
80%
always on the move, Bowen.
Yeah.
One thing I will say with Jared Bowen that I've noticed in the last few games, when you're watching him closely, he's always on the move. He never stands still. He's never standing still, waiting for the ball to come to him.
He's always on the move. He's great. But obviously, I think he's scoring at an unbelievable rate, but I don't think it's sustainable, as I say. Not because I don't think he's a brilliant player. I still think he'll score more goals this season, but he's getting a little bit lucky with a couple of them. And to be honest, the team are letting him down. And I don't like how we keep rolling him out to do the interviews after every game. I'd like to see someone like Aged or Antonio be rolled out for an interview.
And take some accountability.
Yeah.
Totally. I'll tell you, you know what? That is probably quote of the fucking night because it seems like they throw him out there because he's the one, he's Mr. West Ham at the minute, right? He's the one who's like carrying this fucking team as good as. Do you know what I mean? It should be Antonio. It should be other players going out there and getting a good grilling, basically. What are you rating him, Alf?
I'm going to give him a high 8 and he gets my man of the match again.
Lucas?
I'm not going that high, but I thought he was good yesterday. I thought he was our second best player. But
remember, he should have had an assist as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Jared Bowen, he is just like he's the new standard in my opinion. Like a lot of Southampton fans when James Ward-Prowse came here said that he's the kind of player that leads by example. And I think Jared Bowen is the same way. He doesn't do a lot of talking, doesn't chat a lot. I honestly wouldn't have minded if he became captain either, but again, he's one of those guys. He just leads by examples. He sets the standard on just how to put in the graft, and he's got quality on top of it. Oh, by the way, I was going to give Mohamed Kudus my man of the match. Jared Bowen slightly behind, but I'm going to give Jared Bowen a strong 7.
Strong 7 for you, for JB, yeah? We move on
Oh
to
my God.
this man. This is going to be interesting because I can't wait to hear what Alfie's got to say about this man. So I'm going to let Lucas go first.
So I said this yesterday. I thought the only people that could leave the pitch, not with their heads held high, but like they could walk away and be like, you know what, I wasn't that bad. I definitely wasn't as bad as everyone else on the pitch. And in my opinion, it was Antonio, Benrahma, Kudus, and Bowen. I thought they all either done a brilliant job or a decent job. I didn't think Antonio was as bad as what others say.
It's embarrassing the miss, though, Lucas, because the miss has cost us the game.
And I did watch it back. I was wrong. I thought Antonio was a little bit ahead of Benrahma, but when I watched the replay back, Benrahma was slightly ahead and had the better angle. But I don't agree with this whole Antonio done it because of his ego or his thing with Callum Wilson. I think that's ridiculous. But I thought he was okay. I didn't think he was fantastic by any means. Had an assist. So for me, I'm going to give him probably give him just a 6.
Yous are being kind, mate. Yous are being kind. I'm not being rude or nothing, but he's behind. But he can see Benrahma to the side of him. So why is he not taking the defender who's tracking him
but can he see
away?
Benrahma?
He can do, mate. He can. Benrahma's in a better position, and you see Benrahma's reaction. Right, that reaction just says it all to me. He's literally going berserk.
But Benrahma could also be just as much to blame in communication as what our defense went through for the first goal.
If the ball's coming across, right, just for argument's sake, we're playing football, me and you, and the ball's coming across from me. I don't know where you are. Right, I'm only seeing where I am. Right, if you come running in and you go to slot it away and you put it wide, that's on you.
I don't think it's as simple as that when you're on the pitch. In my opinion, I thought they both were going for the ball at the same time. One of them was slightly behind the other. And again, I don't think Antonio took away Benrahma's goal because of ego or anything like that. I think he
has got an ego, but
he does. But
this is a man who said about Liverpool. Remember, we're going to finish above Liverpool.
But again, to say Antonio took away Benrahma's goal because of his ego, that I think that is insanity.
I'm sorry, mate, but he see the ball coming across, and he did not look right. If you're telling me that he's standing, literally, you can see Benrahma, he's running in. Why is he not allowed? Why is he not allowing Benrahma to finish that?
Why would he not go for it though? It is an open goal. I would do the same.
But Alf, you wouldn't go. Like I wouldn't be going for that if I know a geezer's there because you're getting in each other's way.
I'd think the ball's right at my feet. It's a literal open goal. Kick it in.
Yeah, but if you watch it back again, as soon as the ball comes across, as the ball's coming across, someone put it up on Twitter last night. Brilliant, what they done. They slowed the video right down, and Antonio's first in his fucking life is sprinting, to get there. He can see Benrahma there. Like, do you know what I mean? Why is he not? And Benrahma's got the angle with him and everything. I'm sorry, but Antonio fucks it up whether you like him or not.
But what if we found out Benrahma, obviously he had the better angle, but didn't shout or say anything for him to leave?
But he shouldn't have to say anything. If the person's behind him,
but then you can make the same case for Areola shouldn't have to yell at Souček to leave the ball. Because he should know where he's at.
I don't think you can just leave the ball. Because what if he leaves the ball? Benrahma's expecting him to kick it, and then it goes past both of them.
I think, in my opinion, the length of which one of them was in front of the other, people are talking like they're yards in front of each other or behind each other. They are literally like an inch apart. So they're both going to go for the ball, and I don't know.
I've got to disagree with him that one, right? Because at the end of the day, he makes out like he's Harry Kane. Do you know what I mean?
No,
he's more like fucking Michael Caine than Harry Kane. 100%.
What do you want him to be? Do you want him to be in a shell like Benrahma?
No, I want him to fucking use his brain. yeah, and start shouting because he's all about shouting on podcasts and shit. So why is he not shouting, right, to say if he's coming through and he's full speed ahead, he's to say Benny leave it or Ben Rama leave
But
it
why
or
can't
fucking
Ben Rama do the same thing then?
Ben Rama do the same thing. He can't fucking see him. If he's behind him, how can he say that?
You're saying
Do you know what I
Antonio
mean?
can see Ben Rama, but Ben Rama can't see Antonio.
100%. Watch it
That
again.
is baloney.
Watch it again. I'm telling you. I will die on that hill, mate, in fucking Everest,
Alf, are
mate.
you hearing
100%.
this?
100%.
It would have been harder for Antonio to see Ben Rama.
But we just agreed that Ben Rama was in front of Antonio. So how can Antonio see Ben Rama if he was
Antonio's
behind
running. Antonio shouldn't even be running where Ben Rama is. But go on.
He's a striker.
West Ham on. Oh, fucking striker is he now? Fuck me. He's part time. Fuck's sake. West Ham online. Antonio.
I didn't think he was that bad, apart from the miss. He got an assist. Ran the channels well. The miss is really bad though, so I'll give him a 5.
5 for you, mate. 5 for you. I'm gonna be honest. You're a kind, mate. I'm not. Let's move on to a criminal. Danny Ings, aka the criminal. He had 5 touches, people. 5. 125 grand a week, 5 touches. Lucas. What you say about that?
I have no more words for this guy. I'll be honest with you. If the whole world of West Ham supporters came together, started a GoFundMe to buy out Danny Ings' contract, I would throw 100 quid in immediately because that's how miserable he makes my match days. And I'm not kidding. Like, I'm sure he's great in the dressing room. I'm sure he's a great guy. He's funny. He can dance. I know that. I like Danny Ings as a person and a personality. And even as a player, I do like Danny Ings. But at West Ham United,
yeah,
he could be one of the worst and most useless players I've seen in my time.
I like Alfie's personality, but I don't want him to be centre forward at West Ham United Football Club, mate. So,
I think I'd rather have Alfie than Danny Ings.
True. At the minute,
Danny Ings gets a 1.
What? Can you explain to me what the 1's for? Because I'll give him a 0, right? Because 5 touches is just shit. What's the 1 for?
I give him the 1 for showing up to the facility on time, to get on the coach, to get on over to a long trip to West London. And he got off the bus and he was able to make it to the away dressing room and he put on his uniform.
Fair enough. Alfred, what are you saying for Daniel Ings?
I wanted him to come on because we were playing the 2 up front and I thought it would work for him, but he didn't touch the ball. I think he touched it 5 times. He's just... I knew he was bad when he joined. Everyone was in my mentions telling me how I was wrong when he scored 2 against Nottingham Forest.
One thing I'm going to say is you got it absolutely spot on with him. Spot on from start to finish. The moment I'll never forget it. I'll let you carry on 1 sec, Alf, yeah? I'll never forget when you turned around and said, James, he's going to be a flop because he's just not going to work with us. He's just not going to work at all.
And let's not forget.
And you got it bang on.
Let's not forget me in the trenches, 1 verse 2, Fever and Clive talking about Danny Ings against Nottingham Forest. And I said, no.
Why? What a mug. I am. Go on, Alf. Carry on. Fucking prick. I am, honestly.
I thought he was terrible as usual. Release him. Get him gone. Please. 0.
0 out of 10 for him. It's come to your boy, Alf.
That Forest game was some fluke.
Fucking shit,
his first goal was fluke as hell too.
Yeah, I know. Fucking tapping for about 4 yards, wasn't it?
Tapping with his literally like his rib.
Yeah, I know, man.
Took it away from Ben Rama, I think, as well.
Fuck's sake. Pablo Fornals. Alf, what you saying?
He weren't great either. I don't know. I don't know what's happened to him. He don't look like he wants to be here anymore.
He had a great chance in the second half where
Yeah,
if
he
gets
did.
it on if he gets it
Good
on
strike.
target, and I was like, fucking Fornells, get it on target, bro, for Christ's sake. Like, literally, it was a great chance, wasn't it? Let's be honest. Well,
Yeah.
what are you saying, Alf?
For me, he gets a 4.
A 4 out of 10 for you, mate. What are you saying, Lucas? For him?
I agree with Alf. It doesn't look like he wants to be here anymore, and I think he definitely has the right to feel that way.
Yeah.
He's been completely phased out for some reason that I do not know. But it is a bit sad because while he is being phased out, we are kind of bringing in some players that are better than him and maybe suit us a little bit more now. But I thought when he came on, he wasn't amazing, but I thought he worked hard. He had a great chance that went over the bar, completed the most dribbles for West Ham in the match, won 3 out of 4 of his ground duels, 3 ball recoveries. But going forward wasn't fantastic. I'm actually going to give him a 5.
5 out of 10.
James, I'm not dissing you, by the way, because loads of people had this opinion, but I just want you to listen to this. I want to see the reaction on your face.
Go ahead.
West Ham finally signed a striker. It looks like Danny Ings is the man that West Ham have gone for. Good signing, in my opinion. Premier League experience.
That is enough of that. I'll tell you that now.
And again, for me, the idea of Danny Ings. The idea of Danny Ings I liked, and people are still forgetting. If we didn't sign Danny Ings, we were screwed. He was literally our only choice.
I don't know about that. I think we could have played a defender up front and got more.
Hindsight's a beautiful thing. Hindsight's a beautiful thing, but in the moment, we had to sign Danny Ings, and he had us in an absolute armbar guillotine for how much we had to pay him. Because seriously, if we didn't have Danny Ings, and I think it was Antonio was our only striker at that point. If he got hurt, we were done. We were done.
Listen, I'm going to say this for Alfie, before we move on. 1, I'm going to get you back, you little bastard. I won't forget that.
Just mention Emerson. Just mention Emerson.
I can mention Emerson and Cresswell debate all day long. Right. Secondly, he was all right last season, but this season he's shit. So we're going down that road.
All right for Villa.
It was right for fucking Villa, yeah. Right, we move on to this man who was the biggest criminal of the fucking day. Lucas, what you saying for the referee?
I was actually quite excited for this match because I never have heard the name Thomas Brommel in my life, and I don't think I'll ever forget the name or the face.
I agree.
The guy was absolutely horrific. I thought his control of the game was incredibly poor.
Okay.
Hal Jensen wasn't yellow carded or sent off at some point with accumulation of yellows is absolutely embarrassing. I still don't know how Souček got carded when the lino called for the foul and then the ref ran over and carded him. I don't know how.
I agree.
I don't know how that works, and that just only makes me feel like he kind of like had it out for Souček or something. But I just thought he was totally crap. He wasn't good, and I'm gonna give him a -7.
I think he was absolutely fucking disgusting. Before I hand it over to Alfie, all right, we discussed it yesterday on the afterthought, right? First things first. Number 1, why is he not allowing play to carry on?
Oh yeah, that's another thing. He didn't let us play on about 4 times.
Yeah, and probably 2 of them times were in big moments. The Jared Bowen foul, which he never gave, was fucking embarrassing. That was just
I need to know Keith Knight's rating. I need a ref rating from one ref to another. I need an analysis.
It's just he was one of the worst refs I've ever seen with West Ham this season. That's saying something. Alf, what are you saying about the ref?
Can I quickly ask you, James, before I comment on the ref, who did you think was our worst player?
I think it has to be Aguerd, mate.
Okay, 1 second.
United, I repeat, West Ham United have made a sign.
Fuck off, you little hunt.
So over the moon to do this video. I really.
Alf, Alf, I am going to fucking stitch you right up. I'll do a video on my own with every clip of you, mate. So, you know, and I will talk about Emerson. I will talk about Emerson and Cresswell till the cows come home, mate. And I'll also get your Jude Bellingham tweet up. So I'll suggest fucking shut the fuck up, bro. Right. What you say about the referee?
I'm going to give him a 2. One for putting his boots on, the other for turning up.
Yeah, fucking hell, mate. It's twice tonight, little bastard. I mean, if I listen, mate, I don't need to have fucking an attack with West Ham. I'd have an attack with these two every night. Right, we move on to the final rate of the evening. It's this man, David fucking Moyes. Alf, what you saying about him? What you saying?
The saviour of the day. He coached a win. XG says we should have scored more goals than them. If Antonio leaves the ball for Benrahma, we go on to win the game. I am going to give him... Okay, yes, the midfield wasn't perfect, and we did set out for an end-to-end game, but I believe we created the best chances. Weren't a perfect game plan by any means, but with what we had available, could have been a lot worse, and I think we deserved... Well, we got the best chances.
Question for you. Whose fault was it yesterday? Was it David Moyes and the subs, or was it the players who was on the pitch at the start?
That's the easiest question you may have
subs
ever
is
asked.
a very...
I've got to ask it because people keep fucking thinking different for some reason.
Look, Moyes' subs didn't work, but people read into subs too much. The players that were on the pitch already made the big mistake.
I just don't get why we can't...
players on the pitch.
Why is it so, like, haram and taboo to say that it's everyone was at fault? Everyone played a part.
I couldn't agree with you fucking more.
It doesn't have to be Moyes or the players. Like, it's a mix of both.
It's like the players play well, it's Steiden's doing. If the players play shit, it's Moyes' doing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like there's no accountability, right? And that's where it's got to stop. Like,
again, if you want to blame Moyes, your opinion. If you want to blame the players, your opinion. I just think like everything is not as it seems. There are so many factors that come into everything, and I think it's obvious from yesterday that we weren't up to standard, and then Moyes made some horrific subs at a terrible time, at a not the greatest moment in the match. That's the way I see it.
Moyes gets a 6 for me.
6 for you, mate. What about you, Lucas?
Lineup. I thought the lineup was as good as you're going to get with Alvarez and Paqueta suspended. So really, is that on Moyes because Paqueta and Alvarez decided to pick up yellows? Yeah, I'm going to blame him for that. The substitutions were incredibly crap. Changed the whole complexion of the match along with the Benrahma Antonio situation, because I do agree, if we put in that third goal, no way we're losing. Absolutely zero shot, in my opinion. But coulda, woulda, shoulda. But lineup as good as you can get. Substitutions crap, and because of the substitutions, that did change things around a bit. So I'm going to give Moyes. And again, I thought the players were really crap. About 80% of them, from midfield to the defense to the goalkeeper, that he really could not have. What could he have done? So I'm going to, you know what? It's fitting. I'm going to give Moyes a high 5 for his effort. Bosh.
I think I said it last night. It's an hard one with me, because I'm going to speak about him now before we wrap this up. For me, I look at people right now and they want to hang him. They want to hang this geezer out to dry. Yeah. But why are they not hanging some of these fucking players out to dry? But that's the question that needs to be asked. It's like, these players have been done by Moyes, and like it's Moyes. How about it's Noah Fagued? How about it's Mikel Antonio? How about it's fucking Mavropanos or Soufal? Do you know what I mean? Not keep banging on about the fucking manager every 5 seconds. Do you know what I mean? Because the manager didn't tell Benrahma and Antonio to run into each other there, right? Do you know what I mean? You see in his interview, he's pissed off with that, because that's Sunday League stuff. That's National League level. Do you know what I mean? That's not Premier League level. Premier League level, that's in the back of the net. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't get that. Obviously, there's been a bit of heat on Twitter over the last 24 hours in regards to Moyes. I look at it different. I look at it like some of these fucking players need to take some accountability. Do you know what I mean? Some of them are not fit to wear the shirt. I'm going to be real. Yeah, Danny Ings is just stealing a living at the club. completely. The only issue I have with Moyes currently right now is why none of the youngsters play. But where is Maxwell Cornet? Do you know what I mean? But can you boys answer that for me before we go? Why are none of these players getting a chance? And fucking Daniel Ings on 125 grand is?
I just think as much, and I see it from both sides because, like, in my personal opinion, would I rather see Mubama, Cornet, maybe someone else? Yes, I would rather see them personally. But when you break it down and you're comparing Danny Ings to Mubama, Callum Marshall, any other academy players that we want to see, like, people got to realize there is levels. Like, as bad as we think Danny Ings is, if you had to ask me who is a better football player at this moment, it's going to be Danny Ings, as crap as he is. But again, I don't criticize anyone that wants to see Mubama or anyone from the academy because Danny Ings is old news now. It's getting boring with how bad he is. But I don't know. I see it from both. And with Cornet as well. I'd rather see Cornet than Danny Ings. As much as I don't rate Cornet and he pisses me off, I'd rather see Cornet.
Agree. What about you, Alf? Alf, what about you?
Sorry, I thought my mic was unmuted. I think Cornet is injured permanently.
Joe Watts, you said something to me before, about his injury. You said it's weird that he just doesn't play enough for us.
Yeah, and he had like a 1 in a million injury, didn't he? There's definitely something behind that.
And I reckon that's the reason why West Ham can't shift him either. Like, I think people know what the crack is. So West Ham are stuck with it. The problem I have with that is he's on the bench. He's taking up the space that someone who could be fit. Do you know what I mean? So that could be a little bit of an issue long term. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Cornet, he should be fucking playing.
And another thing as well, again, people are not going to like to hear this, and I'm not saying I totally agree with the take, but Moyes sees these people train. Noble watches the academy. Moyes watches the academy train as well. Moyes will bring in them to train with the first team at times. So, like, I do trust David Moyes' judgment. Like I said, I don't necessarily agree with Mubama, Callum Marshall, Cornet not playing over Ings. But, like, we don't see them every single day training. So, but I would like to see anyone at this point over Danny Ings. I'm just looking at it from both perspectives.
Right, before we wrap this up, let's look to the future. Right, we got Olympiacos on Thursday night at the LS, big game, huge game, and then we got Nottingham Forest next Sunday. We see them today, 20% possession, beat Aston Villa. This is a team that everyone keeps raving about, saying that they're wonderful, they're amazing, they're going to fucking win the lot. And Forest do a 20% on them, and do you know what I mean? Alf, what are you saying about this week coming up?
They've got credit for at least 3 goals. The XG was higher, dominated possession, shots on goal. They, in Twitter's eyes, they won 3-2 today. They won.
I'm glad to see 2 low block teams get a good result today, and I'm glad to see people. I really hope Villa fall off just to rub it in to the people who keep bringing Villa up. They've had 1 good season where they finished 7th. So what?
Yeah. Right. What are you saying about Thursday night and next Sunday for you two?
We're going to win both.
Moyes is doing it. We're going to do the double. I think Olympiacos, I think the boys will be up for it, especially after losing in the style that we did against Brentford. And we got to get some sort of revenge from what happened. And then, 2 low block teams on Sunday. I think we will learn from Everton and Brentford. And let's be honest. I thought Brentford, again, the way we lost was tragic. And I don't care what anyone says. Whoever's saying that Brentford was better than West Ham, I cannot agree because we totally beat ourselves. But when we were on it, we looked good. We looked decent. So, I don't want to say more of that on Sunday because of how it ended. But, like, I thought we done is again, it's always going to be tough when you got 2 low block teams that don't want the ball play each other because it's a chess match at that point and you're just waiting to see who bites first. Right. So, and I think we will do the double. I'm going to stay optimistic. No, if nobody else wants to, I will be the one. I will stand in front.
Question. Well, just give me numbers. How many points we get in from them? I think if we get 9 points,
8.
9 to 10, if we get 9 points without a result,
8.
that's the way
10.
we're playing.
We're
I
gonna
was
get
thinking
10.
10. Right,
3, 6,
wait.
9. And we are not going to lose to Tottenham.
Fair enough,
We
mate.
will lose to Burnley.
Yeah. Lose to
I mean,
Burnley.
poor old boys will get the sack and all. Yeah. Listen, we're going to leave it there, people. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. As always, here on E20, me and the boys. We'll be back during the week to sort of preview and look ahead towards the Olympiacos game. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to E20 Zone TV, hit notification bell. You want to become a member. These two lads do the tactical analysis, which is pretty good for each Premier League game on the
Betting
weekend.
videos as well. You'll
Betting
get the match
videos.
preview early and all that jazz. And thank you to Sniffer and Steve for the donos. You boys are top legends.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And listen, my final thought after this weekend is this: we've just got to keep going as fans. I know it's hard. I know we're in a bit of a shit moment, but the fucking divide between the fan base is painful to see at the minute. Like you're seeing, like if your Moyes in, you're classed as a cunt. If your Moyes out, I class you as a fucking cunt. Right? It's just it's a hit and miss either way. It's just sort of like. It's not good. It's not good. Like we need to come together. It's supposed to be West Ham United. It's far from United at the minute.
That's the line.
West Ham divided football club.
It's West Ham divided. It ain't West Ham United. Yeah, and it should be different to that. It really should. So you know what? I'm not even going to mention about fucking Moyes in, Moyes out anymore. I really am not. Right, man. I'm going to be real. I'm going to just talk about West Ham United football club.
Alonso.
Mate, I just want to see West Ham win games of football, mate. And do you know what? What I'm not liking right now is one thing I'm not liking is that the way it's going, it's getting so toxic. It's gonna end up going off in the end.
There'll be another banner again.
There'll be something happening again. Do you know what I mean?
It's not
So
last, is it?
It's supposed to be West Ham United, not West Ham divided.
And
we move.
And let's be honest, the only people, obviously, West Ham affects everyone's mood, but in terms of atmosphere and the energy you put out into the world, the atmosphere is what you create it. So
True.
if you want to create a toxic atmosphere, you're going to. If you want to create a good atmosphere, you're going to. I know the performance on the pitch reflects that a good amount, but you can either choose to get behind the team or not. And David Moyes is part of that team. The players are part of that team. Maxwell Cornet, Danny Ings are a part of that team. So I'm going to choose to stay positive, get behind them, even though they do make me feel so shit.
Most certainly do. Right, that's enough from us. You take care of yourselves wherever you are, and we'll see you in the next one.
Back the money.